good day. Minnesota's first congressional district spans the southern third of Minnesota from South Dakota to Wisconsin, and it's full of farmland. DFL Congressman Tim Walz has represented the first district since 2007, but he's not running for re-election and instead running for governor, leaving the seat open. Dan Feehan is the DFL-endorsed candidate in the first. Two Republicans are in a primary battle for the GOP slot on the November ballot. They are Republican State Senator Carla Nelson of Rochester and Jim Hagedorn of Blue Earth. Jim Hagedorn is on the line from Blue Earth. Carla Nelson was not available to be on the show. Jim, thanks a lot for coming on this morning.
Mark, it's a pleasure. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I want to ask you, you are all over southern Minnesota. What are you hearing about the tariffs?
Yeah, we crisscross southern Minnesota and shake hands with all sorts of folks, including some great farmers and agribusinesses. I can tell you this about the state of agriculture down here. And, frankly, we're running on one of our key planks to sustain agriculture and our rural way of life. Farmers, in many respects, have been in recession for about 4 years, going back to the middle of the Obama administration. Production costs were still high. Commodity prices were low. So they, just like your previous guest said, some farmers have been in a tough spot and getting squeezed. As far as what's going on right now with the trade negotiations and the back and forth, I personally don't believe that tariffs are that productive. I think usually they benefit the governments that impose them and the businesses or the industries that they try to protect. But that's only on a temporary basis. In the long run, what we want are exports, global markets, a place for especially the finest agricultural products in all the world to be exported to, so we can have stable commodity prices.
Jim,
what I think is going. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mark.
You go ahead, please.
Well, I think what's going on right now with what President Trump is up to is that he campaigned on this issue, and he said that China and some other countries like Mexico and even Canada had kind of unfair deals with us over time, and that was hurting our overall economy. He wants to get this straight. I think he's in the middle of negotiations. There's some crossfire, coming back at us. And I do believe that the president in the long run wants to work this out so it's going to help all of America, farmers, steel workers, consumers, all of us alike. And I trust that he and his administration are working towards that end.
You're a big supporter of President Trump. We know from our reporting that plenty of farmers are upset about the tariffs. Is that going to cost you support as you look for for support to win the primary election?
Well, I don't think so. And there are plenty of farmers that get that that the United States has been taken advantage of by especially China for the last two presidents and even more. They want to see this reset and fixed, because in the long run, if we can lower tariffs and barriers, it's going to be great for agriculture. It's going to be awesome for our economy, which today it looks like is growing at a 4% or more clip. The rural areas of our country, they need to be supported as well, and I think in the long run that'll get done. But farmers, who supported President Trump and wanted a change of direction, did so for a number of reasons. There are three aspects to farm policy that the federal government can do to help farmers in agriculture. One is to keep production costs low. And during the Obama administration, we had a war on agriculture. Regulations were costing farmers. Obamacare was crushing farmers. Energy prices that were high, tough on farmers. 40+% of the cost of a bushel of corn is energy. So, we're working on that. The Trump administration and people like me want to get in there and help them keep those prices low by reforming government in those areas. And then we have the Farm Bill, and the Farm Bill's put together to sustain agriculture in tough times, to make sure we have effectively bridge loans to producers so that they don't get run out of business. When a small farmer gets run out of business, a bigger farmer usually swoops in and buys up the land. They're not bad people. They're not bad operators, but that means fewer people in our rural communities holding the land, working the land, living in our rural communities, purchasing things on Main Street. And that's what this is all about. In the end, I think we're going to get put back together, and we're going to do the best we can for our farmers and agribusinesses in our rural communities.
We're going to take a break in just a minute here, but real quickly, what do you make of the big aid package the president announced? There are some Republicans that are very publicly expressing concerns about it. Where are you on it?
I think what that is an understanding that as the president is negotiating to try to get better deals for all, that there's going to be some crossfire, there's going to be some turbulence, and he doesn't want to see farmers get run out of business for something that wasn't their fault. And I think this would be, again, the equivalent of a bridge loan to try to get them from this point to the next when things are going to be better, and that we have deals and rules in place that are going to be good for all of our economy, including agriculture.
Jim, this is the third time you've run for this seat. Why are you the best choice for Republicans?
Well, yeah, you're right. This is the third time in a row, just like Newt Gingrich, John Klein, Cullen Peterson, and some others in big districts. And I think the reason that we won our party's endorsement with 76% of the vote on the first ballot is because they know that we worked very hard in the last election to get our name out there. We did it without spending much money on advertising. We came within 0.4 of a point at 49.6% against Congressman Walz. In 2016, we kept running. We didn't know what the congressman was going to do. He's out there running for governor now. So the seat's open. It's the best pickup opportunity in the nation for the Republican Party. And we kept going. It's been 21 straight months of working the district. We'll walk 100 parades. I'll go to 42 of the possible 42 county fairs over 2 years. We're going to shake hundreds of thousands of hands over these last 5 years of steady campaigning. And I think the other reason is that we stand for what the people believe. We reflect the views and values of the folks here in southern Minnesota. And I wasn't afraid to say before that last election, if President Trump didn't win that election, I felt like we were going to lose the country the way the forefathers put it together. And I stood with him then, and I'm standing with him now because we need to keep moving our country in the right direction.
How valuable is that endorsement proving as you near the end of the primary campaign?
Oh, the endorsement down here is everything. Only one time in the history of the First District Republican Party has somebody not received endorsement and won the primary, and that was actually me 4 years ago when I beat the endorsed candidate. But we've built up a very strong grassroots organization in all 21 counties. We've been campaigning with county chairs, state legislators, people in the district attached to the Republican Party who have been just incredibly supportive and wonderful to help us get our message out. You can go on Facebook, and look at our accounts, and you see that sometimes 40 or 50 people that come out to help us walk parades and get our message out. So we're excited about it. It's a team effort. We run as a team. We're running with the Republicans in the district. We have an awesome organization led by Dave Fitzsimmons, who was chief of staff to Tom Emmer. We have incredible support from people like Congressman Emmer, Rudy Boschwitz, the icon of the party, Gil Gutnick, who I saw last night at the Olmsted County Fair. The former congressman supports us. So we're excited about the race, and we're looking forward to it.
All right. President Trump was up in Duluth a little more than a month ago trying to help Republican Pete Stauber. Do you have any indication that he'll make an appearance in your neck of the woods to try to help your campaign?
Well, I traveled to Duluth to go to that event for Pete Stauber, who I think will make a fine member of Congress. I went up there to shake hands with the people who are supportive of our conservative policies and ask them for support. And I'm hopeful that President Trump will come into our district and campaign. I invited him 2 years ago. It's an open invitation, not that I need to deliver that to him, but we would welcome, and it would be a great boost to our campaign, and the people would love to see him.
All right. Well, good luck with your campaign, and thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you, Mark. Have a great day. I appreciate the opportunity.
You too. That's Jim Hagedorn, who's running in the Republican primary for Congress in Minnesota's 1st District against Republican State Senator Carla Nelson. Nelson was invited to be on the show but was unable to.